The humidity arrived early. The air felt heavy, like a shroud. Hecka had thrown off the blanket and alternately kicked on and off the sheet. The ceiling fan over his head squeaked once with each revolution. The noise reminded him of the call of a baby alligator. It shouldn't bother him, but it did. The Everglades didn't have 4 seasons. Here there were only 2, wet and dry. The dry season was winding down. Soon the rain would begin. Tonight, however, remained calm. Only the humidity foretold the coming storms. Hecka reached behind him. Above the low headboard, the wall felt cool and damp. Moisture collected on the masonry. The Pine Island bungalow the National Park Service had provided him had been built to survive hurricanes. Its profile stood low-slung and solid, with concrete block walls and impact-resistant glass on the windows and doors. The bungalow was like a fortress, constructed to withstand the wind and the rain. The walls, however, held the humidity. Hecka always allowed extra time for his paint to dry. When he got home from the club, he'd spent some time thinking about his painting, mapping its progress in his mind. He jotted down ideas. The sticky notes littered his table. Hecka knew where he'd go when he held the brush. With his eyes closed, he could visualize the completed work in his head. His desk lamp illuminated his art in progress. The bulb's warmth, he hoped, also sped the drying. Hecka knew it drew the mosquitoes. He heard them outside the screened porch, probing the mesh, searching for chinks. Their high-pitched drone drowned out by the regular alligator squeak of the ceiling fan. He had spotted the old hardwood while poking along the Ingram Highway. Hecka had been to the hammock countless times. Today he'd finally recognized what he'd been looking for. The mahogany was older than the United States. This tree knew the Calusa, the natives who had lived on this land before the Seminoles and the Miccosukee. This tree had looked down on so much tragedy and pain. The old mahogany had seen fire, storms, and environmental degradation. It had watched the Seminole Wars and the Civil War. It had stood witness to slavery and pollution and misguided dreams of draining this land to plant crops, houses, and highways. It had heard rumors of a jet port to be built in the Everglades with supersonic aircraft landing nearby. Anti-ballistic missiles had defended it. The stories that old mahogany could tell, if only someone would take the time to listen.